As a die-hard fan since the time people start remembering things, I've been digging deeper and deeper into a never-ending piece of pop culture, the Sonic franchise. This Game-born franchise has expanded its sphere of influence into seemingly every major entertainment medium and type of memorabilia. Nowadays, there's many ways to become a Sonic fan, and there's even more ways that the franchise can stay in your life despite its extremely inconsistent quality. Because of this series' all-consuming nature, there's millions of fans like me in an abusive relationship with a series that pleasantly surprises and unexpectedly disappoints. Here's a personal look at the various alluring aspects of the multimedia rabbit hole that is the Sonic franchise. There's a gajillion Sonic games that could have introduced fans to the franchise. Sonic is kind of one of the go-to franchises to look at that even parents know to buy for their impressionable children. This is what happened for me and my siblings. Reaching back into the incredibly hazy memories of a 3 or 4-year-old me, I believe either Sonic Riders or Sonic Heroes were the first games I've ever really played. Funnily enough, I never really loved these games, but because they are sources of sibling bonding, they were definitely important to me and were key gateways into the world of aesthetically pleasing characters and memorable personalities these games showcase. The strong visual identity of the games were enough to pique my curiosity for delving deeper into other aspects of the franchise. It's important to mention the fact that since the Sonic series morphed into a multi-platform gaming series at the start of the 2000s, after that, literally no gamer had an excuse as to why they've never played something Sonic related. For example, a platform that without a doubt put a bunch of people onto Sonic is the Wii. The Wii was the most popular system for years, and as a result, there were multiple exclusive Sonic games that were released for it. Most were crossovers with Mario, and these sold like hotcakes. And I'd also say from personal experience these games are pretty good. Also, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, a very popular game for the Wii that could have piqued many gamers' interest into Sonic. Except for this trash. Although this game had some pretty fire music. The Sonic series' only consistent source of greatness is its music, and it's a way that the series grabs people too. It is extremely rare for a mainline Sonic game to have even okay music in the soundtrack, ignoring Sonic Forces. The music in these games, especially the vocal themes, can leave a large imprint on your mind no matter how cheesy they may be. Oftentimes, these vocal themes are the first songs you hear from a Sonic game, or what you hear during pivotal moments like the final boss or even intro stages. As I said earlier, Heroes and Riders were the first two Sonic games I played, and I don't think it's a coincidence that both of these games, upon being booted up, play two very memorable theme songs that little kid me would hear over and over and over and over to the point of brainwashing. Sonic theme songs and the soundtracks are iconic to gaming, and it's pretty obvious if you just look at the view counts on YouTube, for instance, for music from the series. Obviously, many people love the music aspects of this franchise, and for good reason. The music slaps. I can listen to the Sonic Colors soundtrack any day and not have to touch the game to have a good experience. When I mentioned that Sonic games will try to grab you with some memorable music from before the game even starts, I forgot to mention that these games are accompanied by killer animation that rivals even TV shows and movies. Plenty of Sonic games have showcased the appeal of watching the already cartoony Sonic characters animated professionally in intros, cutscenes, and trailers, so it's a no-brainer that there's TV shows made starring a blue blur every couple of years. Hell, there's a Sonic show being made by Netflix right now. While games are still probably the largest overall source of fans for Sonic, it can be argued that at least in the last decade, which has been a definition of hit and miss for the games, shows and movies are the biggest draw for new fans currently. It's kinda cursed to think that the last Sonic show, Sonic Boom, brought about a new generation of fans considering the monumental damage it did on the gaming front, but the TV show for it definitely created some new fans among the youth, as at least during the first season, it pulled in over 1 million viewers frequently, and with good reason. Sonic Boom is a good show. I can't really say the same about all the other Sonic shows, like Sonic X for instance. This show has major sentimental value for me, like many other Sonic fans born and raised in the 2000s, but I wouldn't say it's bad, and at the same time I wouldn't say it's good. Watching it as a kid was pretty addictive though. I would get actually pissed if my parents unplugged the TV before a new episode could be recorded. Sonic X legit made me a fan of many of the characters, and it definitely pushed me into researching and watching more Sonic shows. I discovered my favorite Sonic show because X pushed me into consuming more Sonic media. That show was Satan, which offered me a completely different vibe from most of Sonic media. It was dark, had Sonic on the back foot to Robotnik for basically the entire show, and had a fire intro. It sucks that it was cancelled after only 2 seasons, but at least it lives on in the final medium I covered in this video. The now 2 Sonic movies have garnered the franchise a lot of new fans, and I bet a lot of them are now delving deeper into the franchise because of them, which is great since the movies so far have actually been solid, especially Sonic 2. That movie was amazing. Appropriately, there's a tie into the final medium I just mentioned. This medium is extremely important to my history as a Sonic fan, as it's the one that made me stay a Sonic fan despite the constant L's in the gaming side of things. Without the Archie comics, I would have had no reason to keep this franchise in my life constantly. This is especially true as I got into some more franchises that are now almost as important to me as Sonic, namely Ninja Turtles and Mega Man, right as the modern Sonic Dark Age began post All-Stars Racing Transformed. The Archie series, which is the longest running video game inspired hit comic ever, ran for over 20 years and practically carved out its own subset of fans with its unique set of lore and serialized storytelling. This is my first ever Sonic comic, and also the comic which got me into the medium in general. Even though the events of this small volume were pretty weird, it kept me into a larger story which I'd missed and a future story I wanted to read. While a lot of these stories are kind of cursed by Ken Pender's influence now, these books and the ongoing issues for years kept me a Sonic fan during the Dark Ages, and many other Sonic fans can probably relate. Just looking at the letters column for the current IDW comics, it's clear to me that many fans, young and old, really do give a damn about the comic side of this franchise, and that makes me happy. As I hopefully conveyed through the video, the Sonic franchise is a very learning franchise for newer fans to get into, and even for old fans to stay in. There's a ton of history and information online about Sonic's endeavors into all of these mediums that someone could go into for hours. No gaming franchise has had a history this expansive and unpredictable, in my opinion. The experience was pretty grueling. Recording took me literally hours to finish, and editing took many more. But I really want to continue to do this for as long as possible, and hopefully enjoy it more as I make more videos. Thank you, and please subscribe.